What's going on, everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe and sack that like button. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing my NFL Week 11 preview. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first game, the Thursday night game, Titans at the Packers tomorrow. You know, Packers coming off of a big win. They're playing in Lambeau. These two teams just played each other 2 years ago in Lambeau, which, now they're just playing 2 years later. Usually it takes every 8 years for a team to visit an opposing conference team's stadium because they only play once every 4 years and they alternate. But with the 17th game schedule added a couple years ago, that has changed. But, regardless, the Titans, I think, should win this game. I got the Titans winning at 26-23. I just think the Titans are this more, consistent team right now and the tougher, team to play, going punch for punch. I just think the Titans are better and that they should come out with this win. Then the Bears at the Falcons. I got the Falcons winning this one 19-16 in a defensive battle. I think the Falcons have some pretty fast linebackers like rookie Troy Anderson, Arnold Ebiketie, who's another rookie. These are guys who I think will be able to contain Justin Fields' speed with their own speed, which will probably very well limit the Bears' offense. And to go along with it, though, I think the Falcons will also struggle on offense, even though the Bears' defense hasn't been playing good. But I think this game can go either way, but I'm taking the Falcons in a low-scoring game. Then the Eagles at the Colts. Eagles coming off of their first loss. Colts coming off of a big win over the Raiders. Eagles should win this game. They're the inferior team. I got them winning at 28-17. Matt Ryan expected to get the start as he did last week. So it should be interesting to see how this Colts team responds moving forward. Then the Jets at the Patriots, a big-time AFC East matchup. Big matchup here. They played earlier in the year, just a couple of weeks ago, and the Patriots beat them. This is going to be interesting. I got the Patriots winning at the 21-17. Bill Belichick's track record against young quarterbacks is just too good. I got the Patriots winning it. Then the Commanders at the Texans. The Commanders probably get to play. They played the hottest team in football last week, and now this week they probably play the worst team in football. Obviously, I think the Commanders should win this game, but I do think this may be closer than you think because I think the Commanders struggle to get the running game going at times, even though they were able to against the Eagles. And the Texans' run defense is not good. So if the Commanders are not able to, exploit the weakness of the Texans of running the ball and they're passing it more, the Texans' pass defense is actually solid. So if they're if the Commanders are passing more, which they like to do, they're going to be passing into the strength of the Texans' defense, while the Texans' run defense is what's weak, and the Commanders may be less likely to do that. So I think the Commanders' offense may struggle at times if they can't get the running game going and exploit that weakness of the Texans' defense. So I got the Commanders winning it, though, 17-7. Then the Rams at the Saints. Just a few years ago, these two teams were considered powerhouses in their conference. Now, to be fair, the Rams did win a Super Bowl last year, but things are looking pretty bleak right now there. Whether Matthew Stafford plays or not, it's probably going to be a very low-scoring game, but Stafford probably would make the difference in the Rams winning or losing this game down in the trenches. Down in the stretch. I got the Rams winning it, though, 14-13. Then the Browns at the Bills. Another big AFC matchup here. Now, the interesting thing about this matchup is the Bills struggle to stop the run a lot. And I think the Browns are a team that can run the football better than anybody. So if the Browns were to get their running game going, they weren't able to against the Dolphins, which I thought they would. But if they can do it against the Bills, they will have a chance in this game. I don't think they will win the game. Let's say best case scenario, they do get their running game going. I still don't think they would get the win. They'll keep it close, but I think down in the nitty gritty, I don't know if Brissett will be able to get it done. But I do think the Browns have a chance to keep this in range, and who knows if they can force some mistakes on Buffalo's side with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward in that secondary. They could have a shot at winning this game. I don't think they will, but I don't think this is a pushover game for Buffalo. This could be a tough matchup for them. But I do have the Bills winning it 27-24. Then the Panthers at the Ravens. Panthers' run defense is terrible. Ravens have one of the best running schemes in the NFL. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Baker Mayfield will be making his first start in a while now. I got the Ravens winning it 49-17. I think this is going to be a blowout. Then the Lions at the Giants. Yes, as you can see, I have a Barry Sanders there versus the Giants. I just thought that was a really cool image, so I wanted to use that one. The Lions have gotten back-to-back big-time wins. Giants trying to keep pace with their NFC East rivals. The Giants are just the better team. They have I just think that the running game will get going for the Giants against the Lions defense. Lions defense can't stop anyone, and I think the Giants defense will get just enough stops on the other side of the ball. I think they'll be able to slow down the running game. They got Leonard Williams, they got Kayvon Thibodeau. That should be good to stop DeAndre Swift. So at least slow him down, force Jared Goff to make some throws, and it could lead to some turnovers. I got the Giants winning at 31-24. Then the Raiders at the Broncos. Dang, is this an ugly one, and it pleases me to see these teams in the shit can as a Chiefs fan. I gotta be honest, but the Raiders are done. The Raiders are done. They're 2-7. I don't think they have any shot at making it to the playoffs, not even as a wild card at this point. And the Broncos, I believe now the Broncos are 3-6, excuse me. And I know you can come back from 3-6, but I just don't think they are. And if they lose this game and drop to 3-7, they're definitely done. But even if they don't, okay, they're 4-6. I just don't see it for either one of these teams. But this is still a big game in the sense of morally, your division rival. They played earlier in the year. Josh Jacobs had a field day against the Broncos defense. I got the Broncos winning this one though, 23-19. They're playing at home. Raiders secondary is trash. Broncos should be able to get something going in the passing game against this secondary, but who the heck knows at this point. And I think the Raiders offense just really sucks, and the Broncos defense has been pretty good this year. So I got the Broncos 23-19. Then the Cowboys at the Vikings, one of the big games of this week. Now, the Vikings are coming off of a massive, emotional, wild win, and the Cowboys are coming off of a wild, emotional loss. And it's also not being played at 1 o'clock. This is a 4 o'clock game. Now, I get that may sound superstitious, 1 o'clock Kirk. But Kirk Cousins' track record in non-1 o'clock games is terrible. Let me just get that straight. And to add to it, there is also a history of when a team's coming off of a big win and they're facing a team coming off of a big loss, the team that's coming off the loss wins. Now, my reasoning for thinking the Cowboys will win this game is obviously two superstitious ones. I think the Vikings are the better overall team, but not by much. I think these two teams are very, very evenly matched. So I'm going to edge it to the Cowboys for those two reasons of it's a 4 o'clock game, and to add to it, the constant theme of coming off of a big win and you wind up losing the following week versus more of a team coming off of a tough loss. And these two teams played each other last year in a thriller Sunday night, and it was with Cooper Rush at quarterback, and the Cowboys did win the game. Just something to keep in mind there. But to add to it, like I said, I think these two teams are very even. The game can go either way, but when it can go either way, Kirk Cousins just doesn't seem to have the best of luck, even though they won last week. But like I said, superstition of the big win coming into the next week. And then Bengals at the Steelers, and by the way, the score prediction for Cowboys Vikings 30-27. Then Bengals at the Steelers. These two teams played each other week 1 in a wild one. The Bengals are coming off of a bye week. I got the Steelers winning this game 24-23. This is another one that really can go either way. That's where the NFL is right now. Almost every game is going to be a tough battle, which is good. But looking at Steelers offense versus Bengals defense, Najee Harris should have a big game, 100+ yards rushing. I think the Steelers will dominate the running game against that weak Bengals front. And on the other side of the ball, I think the Bengals receivers will have a big day against those Steeler corners. The Steeler corners are not very good. I think Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins will have big days. Jamar Chase is still not playing. They're saying that they hope he can be back next week. But yeah, I think it's a game that can go either way. Both teams have some strong ways of exploiting the other on the defensive side of the ball. So well, I'm looking forward to see how that plays out. And then the Sunday night game, Chiefs at the Chargers, big time divisional matchup. If the Chargers were to win this game, they would still be one game back from the Chiefs in the division. But it's basically a two-team race at this point. The Broncos and Raiders are out of the picture. It's really between the Chiefs and the Chargers. And I think if the Chiefs win this game, they pretty much got it. Not for sure, but they'll be 3 games ahead with tiebreaker with 7 games to go. So I think if the Chiefs win this game, it's pretty much a done deal. This is my favorite young quarterback matchup right now. Mahomes versus Herbert. They've played each other now 4 times now, and Mahomes is up 3-1 in the series now. Herbert is actually 2-3 against the Chiefs as a team because they played each other in week 17 of 2020, and Mahomes did not play in that game. None of the Chiefs starters did, so technically Herbert is 2-3 versus the Chiefs, but 1-3 against Mahomes. This is obviously a big time matchup. These two teams always have some pretty thrilling games against each other when they played earlier in the year. The difference in the game was that Jalen Watson picked 6 on Justin Herbert. This should be a great game. I think both teams are gonna pour their heart out into this one. Chiefs offense should be doing good against this Chargers defense. They should be able to be balanced between running the ball and passing the ball against the Chargers defense. And the Chargers offense is pretty wounded heading into this game. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams were both did not play last week, but they both have a chance to play this week, so that could be a big boost for the Chargers. Plus, Joey Bosa may play this week, so the Chargers may be getting all their guys back when they need them the most. But yeah, this is a big game. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win it 28-27. Then the 49ers at the Cardinals, the final game of the week, the Monday night game in Mexico City. Another big divisional matchup here. This is a must-win game for the Cardinals, I would say. And for the Niners, they want to win this one to tie the Seahawks in the NFC West record-wise, because the Seahawks have a bye. Niners could hit 6-4, Seahawks are 6-4, and the Niners would have tiebreakers. So if the Niners win this game, they will be in first place in the NFC West. Cardinals secondary is really not good. The Niners should be able to get a good passing attack going, should be able to get a good running attack going decently too. Cardinals offense, I think they will also have some good moments against the 49ers secondary, but overall I think the 49ers defense will slow down the Cardinals. Maybe in the beginning of the game I think in the first half the Cardinals will have a good day offensively. Second half Niner defense will adjust. Niners will win it, but I do think it will be a tough game. 49ers win 31-28. Comment down below who you guys think is going to win some of these games, and other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe.